Okay, so I'm indoors. It's stupid o'clock in the middle of the night. Can't sleep, can't get comfy. So I thought I'd have a go at doing one of the wheels. Now, I have never laced a wheel in my life. So I'm either going to make a right pig's ear, a proper pig's ear, and I mean that, or I'm going to be dead lucky and get it right. So let's just get on and get started. So we're going to put a little bit of anti-seize on each of the spokes. I think this is going to be quite difficult. I've already knocked half the pictures off the wall trying to get a bit of cardboard out to put on the table. Nearly knocked over me crutches. That'll set the bloody dog barking. That'll wake up she must not be woken up. Come on. Now apparently the spokes for here are all the same length. So just stick on a bit. Here we go then. Now, they tell me, from what I've watched on YouTube, that we start with all the upper ones, and they should go every fourth hole. So if that one was to be in there, be 1, 2, 3, and that one will be in there. Well, bugger me, it only lines up. So why does that one not line up? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, they're kind of going to be there, methinks. Now when it comes to putting the nipples on, I'm going to put them on a couple of turns just to stop the damn things from falling out. So I'm trying to get this roughly, get out the bloody hole. And the upper ones should go to the upper hole, so you should got an upper, lower, upper, lower. if I've done my own work right. Seems to be lining up roughly. That's the first bit that missed. But I did remember bringing a couple of cloths. Now in all fairness, these cloths have been in here for a few days. I'm trying to remember what day it is. Sunday night. So I've just put up the carb video. This probably won't go out until God knows when. Might be middle of the week, but more than likely next weekend. And we've got one more. So this isn't going to be particularly interesting. Now I know there are loads of people out there that do this for a living, and they're probably going to be screaming at me, no, you don't do it that way. I'm just hoping that I manage to end up getting it semi-okay. So next thing I'm going to do is try and get nipples on these ones, and these are on the higher hole in the hub, and the lower holes go, the spokes go underneath these higher ones. Right, see if I need a screwdriver for these or not. I thought these would be like dead easy to go on, but first nipple I put on, I'm getting issues. Come on back. Now I know you don't want you only want it on a couple of threads to start with. Do you know what? Even just that one has pulled it quite into alignment. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You should be in there. Come on, you bugger. Okay, there's mistake number one. So the hub sort of moved slightly on me, which is why this one's a bit tight. It's actually pointing down, and it needs to be pointing up. Okay, so let's put them into that one, and then we'll re-pull everything back. That feels better. Oh, it feels loads better. So we'll take them up to about halfway up. So now we've got to move you from there to there. Only 10 minutes we're up. So where did we get to? We were on this one. So what we're going to try and do is go for about 3 threads left on each spoke, being as some said 2 and some said 3 and some said 4. I mean, it's kind of looking right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Anything that's worrying me is there seems to be an awful lot of slack left. That's it, just chuck the fucking spokes everywhere. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4. And like I said, I've only put a little tiny bit of anti-seize on these. At least then they can be taken apart if need be. One, 2, 3, 4. That's you in there. And I'm only going to bore you with lacing one of the wheels. When that's all the uppers done, still seems a little bit loose to me. Maybe I put another couple of turns. See what happens when I put the lower ones in. Now, in there, underneath that one, The only thing I don't like about this new camera, or the main thing I don't like about it, is it will only run for 10 minutes and then it cuts you off. You just get in the middle of doing something and you suddenly hear click and that's it, it's gone. Whereas the GoPros will carry on filming for an hour or so, or until the card's full or the battery goes flat, but it just automatically segments it. Okay, so that's the first side done. There's a lot of movement in there, but I've got to remember that it needs to go out there, like that, which has just taken a lot of the slack. So I think really it's nearly 5 o'clock now, might be time for bed. Actually, am I reading that right? Oh, I don't know. Still stupid o'clock. Might be 4 o'clock. Wrong glasses to read that distance. So yeah, I'll do a bit more tomorrow, and the plan is to continue with these spokes and then go round one turn, one turn, one turn, one turn on all of them until I've got all the slack out, and then we'll go round and try and true it all up. Might not be the best way of doing it, but from what I've seen of others it appears to work, so that's my plan, and then we'll go from there. Catch us tomorrow. So the last bit on the video you will have seen was me finishing lacing the front wheel, and I've checked and I've double checked and I've triple checked and I've laced it correctly. but something's not quite right with it, because probably 25% of the spokes are still too long. So not quite sure why. I've measured the position of the hub, made sure that it's central within the rim. I've also made sure that it's central between the centre of the hub and the centre of the rim, so the line where the spokes would be. And off camera I repositioned it 2 or 3 times with packing underneath the rim to lift it so that it was level, and still can't get it right. So spoken with a guy that's semi-local to me. Funnily enough, he was in the same hospital as me on the same day as me, having a very similar operation but on his knee. So we're both laid up at the moment. I've got to give him a couple of weeks before I can drop the wheels off, and he'll do them for me. In the meantime, I'm going to see it simply for the fact that it's just taking too much out of me, and I think it's hampering my recovery. So today is Thursday, well technically Friday because we're past midnight, and I get the stitches out on Tuesday, which means I can start to weight bear on it and start to get around a little bit. So I'm not going to do anything between now and Tuesday, and then Tuesday I can get back in the garage. I've still got all the engine stuff to do. I've got the seat to recover, I've got the forks to put back in, and then there's a few other bits and pieces to go back on the bike, like the bars and the cables and wiring and everything else. The next thing to do is going to be the engine, so it'll be a clean up, it will be a respray, then it'll be a tear down, do the bits and pieces. I need to have a look at the clutch. It's had the bottom end rebuilt already, all the bearings and that in there were changed, so that should all be good. It sounded fine. I'm just going to double check the big end bearing on the crank, make sure that's okay. If that's okay, then I'm working on the principle of it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'll check the piston. If the piston doesn't look perfect, then I've got another piston, I can put that on there. Then I can just start reassembling it. Oh, and I need to investigate the water in the oil. So I've checked the seal on the water pump, that seems fine. The only thing I haven't done is to take the casing off and have a look to see if it's got porous, because they've got a nasty habit of doing that. The casing is between 250 and 300 quid from Honda, but I've seen recently Doc Rob got one from China, so I think he was under the same impression as me, that as long as it fits and it works, then don't worry about it. Just depends on their workmanship, but we might have to order one of those, so we'll see how it goes. So failing that, I hope to get back into the garage maybe Tuesday night, otherwise Wednesday, and we'll make a start on the engine, go from there. Wheels should be done now in a couple of weeks when the wheel guy can get back into his workshop to have a look, and then it should really start going back together. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being patient. Take care, catch you all soon.